righty up. If you can feel the energy, it is because the city that we live in is about to explode with Knicks frenzy. How about McNutt flying back from Boston, 1:30 in the morning. She's in here early this morning. Alan is ready to go today. The Windman is in Boston, and Big Perk is up early today as we've got hoops galore. Let's go. Boston was the scene last night. Tatum and the Celtics looking to bounce back in a critical Game 2 against Brunson and the Knicks. And this one went very much the way Game 1 went. Celtics open up a big lead in the first half, then extend it in the third quarter. It's an 11-point game, and then in this third, Monica, they open it up. Here's Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and look, Jaylen Brown in particular was really on a mission in this ball game. He was aggressive, he was hitting threes, he was getting to the paint as well, and then that shot was kind of like, oh boy, here we go.
Up 20, just where they wanted it.
Exactly right. The Celtics were 40-2 this season when leading by 20 at any point in the game, but we know what one of those two was. Here come the Knicks in the fourth. That's Mikal Bridges beating Drew Holiday. It's a 10-point game. Celtics, no good. Back we go the other way. Brunson, Bridges, all 14 of his points came in the fourth.
You got to know that Mikal Bridges was 0 for 8 until that point. He had been 3 of 21 in the series in the 2 games until the fourth quarter.
It's a 10-point game here. That's an offensive rebound. That's Brunson with the 3. Knicks within 7 again. Now here we go, 4 minutes left. And now the Celtics on a fast break opportunity. Derek White turns down a good shot for a great shot. Jason Tatum has time to make himself a sandwich. The Celtics missed 13 straight shots in the fourth quarter,
God,
people.
you missed that.
Ensuing Knicks possession. Allen, there's Hart, and it's a 5-point game.
It is what this team does. It just keep like cutting and cutting and cutting. And watch this right here.
Put back.
Boom.
Plus the foul. Karl Anthony Towns at 21 and 17. It's a 1-point game. 2 minutes left. Same score. Brunson.
Dirk.
Finding space. The Knicks take the lead. 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. Here we go. Brown, no good. White, no good. On the break. Knicks going the other way. Brunson, contested, but tough. Knicks up 89-86. And so here's the decisive plays. 24 seconds left. Celtics down by 1. What happened on the defense here, Monica?
All right, so Al Horford sets a great screen. Mitchell Robinson's out of position. This is Jason Tatum. Okay, listen. This is Jason Tatum. That's what you expect.
Tatum's only bucket in the fourth quarter so far in this series. Celtics up by 1. Next, Knicks possession. Brunson fouled, down 1. 13 seconds left. Makes the first. Here's the second. It's good, so the Celtics will call a timeout and figure out what they want to do. The Celtics will call a timeout and figure out what they want to do. No, they won't. They'll try and do the same thing again. This is Jason Tatum on the road to nowhere.
Mitchell Robinson
moving his feet.
Torture chamber.
Second straight game, the Celtics don't get a shot off at the end to try to win it. Not only don't they get a good look, they don't get a look. Tatum stuffed. It's Bridges again for the second straight game. Impossibly, incredibly, and amazingly, the Knicks steal Game 2. They're up 2-0 against the defending champs.
2 games, we up 20 points. Somehow end up not with wins. It's inexcusable. But we're gonna learn from it. We're gonna respond.
Joe, what was the thought process with not calling timeout there with 12 seconds left?
Had 1 left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier. Tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson. Had action there, and we just didn't execute.
Okay, so put your feet up. We got plenty of time to dive into this. There are huge storylines, obviously, that abound. There is the big picture, and we will have time to get to that. But let's start in the little picture. Let's start at the end of the game. Wendy, you were there. Take us inside that. Mazzulla said he had what he wanted on the floor. He believed in what he had. He didn't call the timeout. He's getting roasted on Twitter, but that's not a good place to look for analysis. This is. Wendy, tell me about that last sequence.
Yeah, so I was in the Knicks locker room after the game, and I specifically asked OG Anunoby, did you and Mitchell Robinson talk about how to defend it differently? Because the first time it was a disaster. And he said there was no time. But as soon as Tatum got the ball, they looked at each other and said they knew what was happening. They knew they were going to do the play. And all across the Knicks locker room last night, praise for Mitchell Robinson for the way he made the adjustment, dropping further back, denying Tatum his preferred right side, forcing him into the help. In the Celtics locker room, Greeny, the last plays of the last couple of games aside, it was obviously did not go the way they wanted. They're having difficulty coming to terms with what it is happening. They don't understand why they're losing. They believe their process is working. They believe they're generating good shots. They are doing the recipe that delivered them the championship and 61 wins, and they are not getting the bake out of the oven like they are used to. Obviously, there's variance with shooting. This doesn't make sense to them. They feel like they're doing a good job on Jalen Brunson. He's only shooting 35% in the series. They want Mikal Bridges taking all those contested jumpers as he made in the fourth quarter. He's shooting 29% in the series, but they're losing. They're at a little bit of a loss right now.
Well, I can help them if they're trying to figure this out. Cindy, can you put up A24? The Celtics in the fourth quarters of both of these games have completely disappeared. They've shot 15%. These are in the fourth quarters from 3. They've shot 26% from 2. They've been outscored by 22 points in the 24 minutes that make up the 2 fourth quarters. Let me get Big Perk in, and then we will get to the telestration. Big Perk, how about that final sequence last night? What did you see?
Well, look, everybody's an expert and everybody's a coach. Joe Mazzulla should have did this. He should have called a timeout. Joe Mazzulla has a history of taking timeouts home. He always want to have some salmon with some mashed potatoes in the side of timeouts when he gets in the crib. So I knew he wasn't going to call a timeout in this particular play. And guess what? He wasn't wrong though. You have the ball in your best player hands with a lot of time on the floor. Did you see the difference between Jason Tatum in that moment and Tyrese Halliburton in that same moment the other night when he got the offensive rebound? The patience, the way he was able to dribble out, get the spacing, saw that he had the mismatch, knew that he was going to his step back to hit the Cavs with a dagger 3. This is not on Joe Mazzulla. This is on the guys that are between those lines. This comes down to the heart and the mentality, right? And you think about, when I look at the Celtics, it's only one guy that is playing his ass off right now for the Boston Celtics on both ends of the floor, and that's Drew Holiday. He has the assignment of guarding Jalen Brunson, which he has done an excellent job of individually, not getting screened. And on top of that, he's producing offensively. This is on the backs of Tatum and Brown. They combined last night. They was, 13 for 42 from the field? That's unacceptable.
Yeah, Tatum in particular has really struggled. I will get to him in a second. Let's get to that final play, though, because you put together a tape.
Yeah. Well, this is, again, let's give credit where credit's due. This was a great defensive stop. Let's make sure we also acknowledge that. Tatum didn't have many options on this because Mitchell Robinson played it perfectly. Instead of dropping back, he went up when they saw that screen coming. Tatum also walks the ball up as opposed to the previous possession where they were going downhill. So right here you see Robinson's not behind the screen. He blitzes it, forces him to his left hand into the torture chamber where you have 2 wing players who were traded to the Knicks just for this moment right here. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. That's where Robinson sends him into. And Tatum did not want to set himself up for a step-back 3. You know why? 25 for 100 is why. It's in his head, too, not to settle for a 3. I got to take it to the basket. Not comfortable on his left. He loses the ball a little bit. Give credit to Mitchell Robinson, a 7-footer, who was able to move his feet and understood the assignment. Force him to his left.